What's the word with it, man? Hey, man, this your boy Montana, man. Hey, man, remember when King Von died? I was trolling Durk, man, talking about some Durk one sliding for Von, and he literally stopped commenting or stopped replying to y'all comments on everything, and he stopped even rapping about it, and he got to work. This is proof right here. This is proof in the pudding that he was listening and reading the comments and all that. Yeah, he was reading everything. So he went silent. He stopped rapping about it. He started rapping different, and he went Muslim. And then, goddamn it, he just started doing shit. Durk just started going crazy. Like, don't do that. Yeah, Durk got on it. You know what I'm saying? He was reading it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, so hey, this proof right here though that he was actually sliding for Vine, like, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he did it. I ain't saying he did nothing. But them people who was behind him, his guys, them guys behind him, them guys gonna slide for Vine, them guys gonna slide for Durk. So this proof right here. You know what I'm saying? This, hey, I'm trying to tell you, hey, when y'all was saying Lil Durk wasn't sliding for Vine, all that time he went silent, he knew what he was doing. Yeah, real gangster, real smart. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. So, man, let's get into the video, man. Let's get into the video, man.
Search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
It always be the people next to you. It always be the people around you that get hit.
Quando Rondo's homie
the main source never gets hit. It always be the people around you.
You can understand why the ops had just murdered his best friend. But at the time, nobody knew for sure who was behind it. Now, though, the truth is being revealed.
I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They'd be like,
just wait until you see this video.
Now, DJ Academic, that nigga.
Footage of Quando's homie shot.
You get everything out of a nigga, you hear me?
August 19th, 2022, 5 masked men rolled up on Quando Rondo and his homie Lil Pab and started letting off shots. Quando was parked at a gas station, and after the shots started to fly, he ducked and hid, trying his best to shelter himself from the bullets. By some miracle,
that most
Quando
definitely wasn't the same.
However, his homie Lil Pab, who's also his cousin, wasn't so lucky. As you can imagine, Quando was traumatized by the incident, and footage of the aftermath is pretty shocking. Here is what's meant to be CCTV footage of the shooting. After the shooting, though, we see Quando's reaction, and it's bad. You can tell Quando's confused and doesn't really know what's going on, but once the police pull his cousin's body out of the car, he completely freaks out.
Now that's the scene.
Although Quando survived, he was seriously shaken up by the incident. In the video, you see his arms flailing around the place and he looks visibly disturbed. Quando's cousin was known as Lil Pab, and it seems that he was only killed due to being with Quando at the time. What's interesting about this shooting, though, is that Pab was supposed to appear in court in connection with some serious crimes, but because he was shot and killed, he never did.
I was trolling Durk, talking about some he wasn't sliding for Vine. Hey, looked like to me he was sending hits. Goddamn me, he was throwing plays like an NFL quarterback. Oh, bro.
Murdered just 1 week before he was supposed to face trial. It wasn't just any charges he was facing, though. He was going to be charged with racketeering. In other words, he was facing a RICO charge, and we know how bad they can be. Lil Pab was also known as Bandit Pablo, and he was a notorious name throughout Georgia. His original charges came from back in 2019 when he and 10 of his accomplices allegedly went on a massive crime spree. It's said they wreaked havoc all over Jauriga. Their alleged crimes included burglary, entering automobiles, and car theft, but that only scratches the surface of it. So, Quando Rondo chose some interesting company to hang around with. But what's any of this got to do with Lil Durk?
Hey, these sources,
everything. For a long time, nobody really knew.
These sources, knowing they be putting something together, boy. That was like 5 videos, ain't had nothing to do with Quando or his homie. Like, what?
By Pab and Quando was shot at, but since Durk's arrest,
Even that.
it's starting to become clear. Pab was a guy that probably had many enemies, but the reason he was brutally murdered in cold blood wasn't anything to do with that. We're learning now that it was all to do with him being friends with Quando Rondo. Just the other day, federal agents swooped in and grabbed 5 men from Chicago who they believe were responsible for the shooting.
Nah, he ain't get murdered because he was friends with Quando Rondo. I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying, you over on that side, you go down with that side. But nigga, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he got hit with the wrong bullet. The bullet that was not meant for him. You feel me? That hit was meant for Quando Rondo, not his homie. You feel me?
They're being charged with conspiracy to commit murder and retaliation for King Von's death. So why has it taken the police nearly 2 years to arrest anybody? We're about to find out, but first, let's go through what we know happened on the day of the Lil Pab's murder. According to the indictment, a group of gang members from Chicago traveled to LA with the intention of murdering Quando Rondo. The gang in question is known as OTF, which is also the name of Durk's music group. For years, Durk has denied that OTF is a gang, but the police aren't convinced. It probably also doesn't help that nearly every one of his songs mentions gang activity. So the alleged OTF gang members supposedly booked some flights from Chicago to LA with a credit card that was associated with one of their members. Apparently, they'd received some intel on Quando's whereabouts and decided to act. One of the members, called Grant, allegedly oversaw the operation and booked a separate flight.
Hey man, so what made Lil Durk, even if it was Durk, I don't know, but they said it was with an OTF credit card, record label credit card. Why use the record label's credit card to go do a hit? I don't know.
Private jet. It's said that Grant organized the vehicles, firearms, and even fake license plates that the gang allegedly used to carry out the assassination. It's said that after the shooting, the crew headed to a nearby burger joint to discuss payment for the hit, and shortly after, flew back to Chicago. For a while, that was that. Quando mourned his cousin's death, and people speculated about who they
went to go have a
behind
burger
it.
after the
It
hit.
was likely that it had something to do with Von's death, but nobody knew for sure until now. The people behind it thought they'd gotten away with it, but the feds were secretly building up their case and waiting for the perfect time to strike. What's also interesting is Durk was just about to release a new album, but now he's pushed the date back to the end of November. Maybe he thinks he'll be out by then, but from what we found out, that's wishful thinking. Not only do they have plenty of evidence against Durk, but the police are said to also have an informant, somebody very close to him that snitched. Prior to this incident, Durk's future was looking pretty bright. He had an album on the way, his criminal record had just been wiped, and he'd been recently given the key to Chicago. The guy was on top of the world. After all, the shooting was from 2 years ago, so he probably thought he'd gotten away with it. Although people now are surprised that he was the mastermind behind it. It was kind of obvious. In fact, people have been accusing him for years. It's just that the police took a while to make the case. Proof that it was Lil Durk that killed Pab. 2 years ago, the internet was ablaze with people debating, speculating, and trying to figure out who was behind the attempt on Quando Rondo's life. But somebody on Reddit has done some serious investigative work and actually pieced together what allegedly really happened. This internet detective pretty much did the police's work for them. So the first piece of evidence that it was Durk and OTF that carried out the killing was this. This is a story posted by Quando in 2022, and to the untrained eye, it might not look that important. However, it reveals some very intriguing details. In the post, Quando says, "I'm my own man. I laid my flag down. I'm not NH, y'all ain't gonna ride for real, it's no sense of me being a part of y'all shit." What he's talking about here is his affiliation with the Crips. That's right, Quando was a known member of one of the Crips, one of America's most notorious gangs, which explains why he was always seen wearing blue. Specifically, he was part of an LA branch of the Crips known as the Neighborhood
Hey, I'm
Rolling
just thinking
60s.
about something. I was just thinking about something. It looked like to me, they get more famous by beefing with each other than rapping. Like, they getting more famous by straight beefing with each other than rapping. Because everybody like drama. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like music too. But everybody in tune with drama. So drama brings money. More money than rap. Bro, that's how I think. You know what I'm saying? The beef, it excites people. The music's turn people up.
The same gang that the now deceased LA rapper Nipsey Hussle belonged to. Why any of this matters is because Rondo claimed his gang refused to help him, and there's even evidence that they set him up. Following that Instagram post, Rondo sent shockwaves throughout the hood for doing the unthinkable. You've got to remember, you're not allowed to just leave the Crips. You're meant to get jumped out, which basically means getting beaten to a pulp by loads of guys. Quando refused to go through this ritual, and the gang wasn't happy about it. Some of the gang members like Jay Stone had a few things to say. Stone posted this: "You can't drop your flag and say you not NH no mo. Niggas go to the hood and get you put off. Don't cry now. We lose homies all the time. Not everybody gon' ride. You was a goofy internet banger anyway." Now deceased rapper Fulio also chimed in and pretty much claimed Quando was a coward. He said, "Dog homeboy died in Cali. He trying to squash beef and throw his flag in. It's too late for that nephew." So on the surface, these things might look unrelated to Pab's death, but not everything is as it seems. The Crenshaw area of LA is home to a division of the Rolling 60s gang called Score Gang. Check this out. This story from one of their IG pages shows Durk allegedly clicking up with them. Since it was well known that Quando was enemies with Durk, why would they do that? It's starting to make sense why Quando put down his flag. After that, Durk released a song called Aha, where he says the line, "I can have your homie set you up his ass a middleman," which people think is related to Quando Rondo. And then there's this. Here you can see an IG story from an OTF member. It seems they knew about Pab getting shot in the head even before it was released to the public. There's a lot more stuff that implicates Durk and OTF in the shooting, but the most obvious is when Durk sat down with academics. What he said was shocking, but at the time, nobody realized it. Not long after Durk's arrest, this interview between him and academics resurfaced. In the interview, academics asked Durk about the whole Slide for Von campaign. That campaign was basically
that was a good interview.
Durk.
I ain't gonna fake it. That was a good interview. I ain't gonna lie. That interview was 3 hours long, but that was a good interview. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have did a reaction on that interview, but that interview 3 hours long. You know what I'm saying? But hey, yo, make sure y'all go back and look at that interview, man. Hey, you know, yeah.
Durk and questioning whether or not he was going to get revenge for his slain friend. Check out Durk's reply.
Triggered by the Slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They be like, they be saying Slide for Von. I think they trolling me. Yeah, by the way, that song is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. Some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water.
That might be the water.
Be in the comments a lot.
Just look at Academic's face. You can see him putting 2 and 2 together. And then when he realizes what Durk means, he says this.
They kind of chilled out a little bit.
I wonder why.
Hey, gangsters move in silence, and Lil Durk don't talk a lot. He might rap, but he don't talk a lot. Trying to tell you.
That interview has a whole different meaning now, and you can bet the prosecution will be using it in court. Still, is it really that surprising since we've known for a while that OTF and Von's people wanted Quando dead? I guess people just didn't realize how directly involved Durk allegedly is. But now the real question is, why did Durk get caught? The answer is that he was betrayed, or at least that's what people think. He wasn't betrayed by just anybody though. He was betrayed by one of the people closest to him. Durk was betrayed. It's just been revealed that Durk was likely snitched on by a member of his gang called OTF Jam. We're now finding out that OTF Jam wore a wire for 12 whole years and was reportedly leaking information about Durk, OTF, and other associates to the police. What's also
how the hell you wear a wire for 12 whole years?
A 12-year sentence and was released from jail just after Rondo and his cousin were shot at. People in the comments have had a lot to say about this, with many thinking that Durk also snitched on himself with lyrics from some of his songs. In one of his songs, Durk talks about doing a mission in Cali and being stuck in traffic. People think that's a hint at what happened with Pab. Another user mentioned how it was ironic that people were clowning Durk for not sliding for Von, but the same people are now making fun of him for being
arrested. See, that's how you incriminate yourself.
That's
how you incriminate yourself. By putting your hits in songs to make a hit. That's how they be incriminating themselves though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, they be doing the police work. For sure. They be doing the police work. It's like the police ain't even gotta work hard no more. They be like, oh, okay, he did this. Alright, well, he ain't gonna tell us what happened, but let's go back and listen to that hit record that he just came out with. Oh, my mom, they listen to that whole song and boom, they automatically find you guilty right then and there. Oh, bro.
They made fun of Durk for not sliding for Von. Now the same people will laugh at him for going down for it. Someone else said, a wire for multiple years they cooked. If that's true and an OTF member did snitch, then who knows what the police know about Durk and OTF's alleged crimes. But who is this OTF Jam and why did he choose to snitch? Well, another Chicago rapper has spoken about it and the truth is quite shocking. The rapper's name is King Yella and he says he heard that OTF Jam implicated Durk in the murder of Lil Pab. Check it out.
Lil Durk been picked up by the feds. I don't know if he's been charged with nothing. Probably questioning him. They put an OTF in a lot of things. But I heard somebody named OTF Jam. They said they've been calling him a rat. And basically he said, okay, I'm a rat.
I ain't gonna fake it though. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy how if he did do that, you know what I'm saying? Like if that is true, you feel me? That's crazy work. Because you supposed to be Lil Durk childhood friend, you know, you did your time in jail and then you got out wearing a wire and went around them and started, you know what I'm saying, basically snitching and all that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy work. And then when you get out of jail, he give you, I don't know how much money it was, but it was like 50,000 or something he gave OTF Jam. You know what I'm saying? And then to find out you allegedly wearing a wire around the gang is crazy, bro. That'll hurt my soul. I ain't gonna fake it. That'll hurt a nigga's soul.
Anybody in OTF even mentions Durk's name, that's all it's going to take for the police to bring him down.
Yo, watch this. Watch this. That all this information that I know. Rat this, I'm gonna tell this, I'm gonna tell that. My video earlier, I told y'all, man. If somebody say Durk's name, that's all it's gonna take to say that man's name. And obviously, like I said earlier too, if they come, they coming down.
Yella then goes into why this is not a random arrest and that somebody definitely snitched.
Somebody's telling, somebody from OTF, somebody OTF affiliated, somebody that know enough information on Lil Durk and his crew.
It might have been that wire. That wire.
I'm saying, I don't care how much money you got, what's going on, man. These people will throw you under the bus.
He then says that he feels like Durk knew this was coming.
Maybe Durk felt it already. He felt that it was coming. It was something coming. He knew something was coming. You know how he knew something coming? Because everybody kept saying he's trying to dodge that Rico. Everybody been saying this. So if everybody else knew it, you think he wasn't in his head? Mama Duck suing him. Everybody.
So that pretty much sums up what everybody's saying about him being snitched on. But what most people don't know is that OTF Jam actually released a song when he just got out of prison. It's called Federal Freestyle. And no, that's not a joke. That's literally what it's called. And what's crazier is that the song was released on Durk's official YouTube channel. If that wasn't a red flag, I don't know what is. And as you can imagine, the comments are hilarious. One user wrote, "I Jam, turn your wire up this, my Shri feds." And somebody else put, "This came home wearing a wire and still made this track. NGL, that's some nasty work." Since Jam was released from jail just before that song was released and people think he was wearing a wire as soon as he came out of jail, then they might be right. In addition to what we know from King Yella and what the internet is saying, Wack 100 has also spoken about Jam snitching. Speaking with DJ Vlad, Wack 100 said this: "He did 12 years, got out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
It was 50,000.
No smudge on his name. He ain't never been a rat, caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped." DJ Vlad then added that Jam served a 12-year prison sentence for attempted murder, which happened back in 2010. He then explains that Jam was released in 2022, which coincidentally lines up with the time of Lil Pab's murder. Since then, Jam has allegedly been wearing a recording device to collect information on Lil Durk and OTF. People are now saying he fed to the police. From what we know, it looks like the FBI had been coordinating this attack for a while and collecting all of the information possible before capturing Durk. Although it's too early to say what the outcome will be, it's not looking good for Durk. He was almost able to leave his life of crime behind, but events from 2020 are catching up with him. Let's take a look at what those events were. Quando Rondo versus King Von. Most people know about the beef between King Von and Quando, but not many know what actually caused it, and that it was likely due to beef between King Von and NBA Youngboy. Let me explain. According to a Reddit user, it went down like this. Quando and Von were originally friends, and apparently there's a video backstage of Quando and Von hanging out together. So how did they go from friends to bitter enemies? Well, Von got out of jail and said on Live that he liked YoungBoy's music. There's apparently multiple lives online you can find of Von singing YoungBoy's songs. But then, something happened behind the scenes and everything changed. A live came out one day where King Von was in a car and he started dissing YoungBoy and saying that his raps are cap. No one knows for sure what caused this change of heart, but people speculate that Von reached out for a feature and YoungBoy ignored him. Things would turn even more sour when Von posted a picture of him and Janya, YoungBoy's baby mom.
I ain't gonna fake it. That was crazy though. That was crazy though. When I seen that photo a while back, I said, damn, Von messing with NBA YoungBoy baby mama. Now you know that's the now you know not to mess with a nigga's baby mama. You know that. You know that. You can't be messing with niggas' baby mamas. Niggas ain't gonna never forgive you after that. You feel me? Like, that's probably what sparked it. It be always a female, man. It be always a female that sparks something. All this probably was over her ass. You know what I'm saying? Then, boom. Everything just went downhill. You feel me?
And although she said they were just doing a song, the damage was done. Hours later, YoungBoy would post a picture with a caption saying, "I'ma have my son your daughter since you trolling." Things then get even crazier when YoungBoy releases a snippet with Asian doll, King Von's ex. Von would reply on Twitter with some savage remarks, like, "That new y'all got garbage. Try again, MF. And I got some shit on y'all baby moms that would make you not want to claim your kids and shit." Meanwhile, Quando Rondo would get dragged into it when Von trolled him over his first week's album sales. The relationship from there would never be repaired, especially as Von also said that he was cool with many of YoungBoy's rivals like Fredo Bang and Jada Youngin. And then, the day before Von's death, he would be interviewed by academics and said that there wasn't any music beef unless somebody got killed. I guess he didn't realize he'd be the person getting killed over it.
Damn.
So the reason why Quando was dragged into this beef is because NBA YoungBoy was like a mentor to him, whereas Durk was like a mentor to Von. After Von was shot and killed, Quando Rondo received a lot of heat and backlash for it, so he decided to clear things up with an interview with Angela Yee. The interview starts off with him explaining how he, Von, and Durk were cool.
So let's back up, because I know you and Durk was cool. Obviously, he was on your album, and y'all was cool, and you was cool with Von. So that night when you was in the parking lot, what led up to you even being in the parking lots?
It's true, they did actually have a song
I wish
together.
I would have did a reaction on that, bro. I wish I would have, man.
That led to Von's death.
Man, from my understanding, like,
I
don't want nobody to think I'm chasing clout, bringing their name up and stuff, but at the end of the day, man, I'm like, it ain't about no clout. Like, I got, man, like when people be saying, like, people chasing clout and stuff, how, man, like, rich.
After that, he goes on to explain his version of events. Since at this point they hadn't officially retaliated against him that we know of, Quando attempts to keep things cool. He doesn't want to address Durk by name, so insteid refers to him as Big Bro.
From my understanding, man, it was a love.
From my understanding,
I had
for your understanding.
The Big Bro, not want to say his name. Not, you feel me? You know what I'm talking about.
Cool.
That was on my album.
Okay.
Like, it was all love with us, from my understanding.
I've heard you say positive things.
From my understanding.
He then further explains why he and Durk were cool and says that unlike some of his own friends, Durk never once charged him for a feature.
Dude never charged me for a feature, none of that, knowing he could have. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, this is the Big Bro. Like, Big Bro, a legend. Like, this how all the young rappers coming up in the game looking at him like, been listening to him since I've been 12.
But there's no changing the past, and what happened happened. Von hit Quando, and Quando's gang retaliated. Here you can see CCTV video of the fateful night where Von was killed. You see Von in the white shirt approach Quando, who's leaning on the car. Von then starts showering him with punches. Quando tries to escape, but then his friend Lil Tim starts letting off shots. In the same Angela Yee interview, Quando speaks about the punch and describes it as an out-of-body experience.
So I'm letting this group come by. Next thing you know, it hit me. You feel me? Boom, bam. Man, like, I lie to you not, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. Von was trying to knock the Rock'em Sock'em Robot, whatever that motherfucking gang called, out of Quando. I ain't gonna fake it. Damn.
Like, it's like I had an out-of-body experience.
Quando was supposedly taking a nap in the car while he waited for one of his friends outside. He got out for a second, and that's when Durk attacked him. After he was attacked, Rondo's best friend Lil Tim, whose real name is Timothy Leaks, jumped to his defense, shot Von, and the rest is history. Right after Von's death, Tim was charged with murder, but in the end, he was cleared of all charges. Von's team was furious about it, and his ex-girlfriend wrote on Twitter, "Because the police said Tim ain't kill him, the police did." Even though Quando was really just a victim of a random assault, King Von's associates have never forgiven him for it, especially Durk, since he and Von go way back. Durk and King Von's criminal history. Durk and Von know each other from when they were kids, but in 2019, they got arrested together for a shooting. On February 5th, 2019, a man named Alexander Witherspoon was shot after a robbery in Atlanta. At the time, both Von and Durk were charged for the crime. The shooting happened outside of a restaurant known as the Varsity. Prosecutors told the judge that Alexander Witherspoon was shot there, and his Jeep as well as $30,000 in cash was stolen. The victim survived, but suffered a gunshot wound to his leg. Here's from inside the courtroom where the prosecutors talk about the charges. They start off by describing what the victim said happened.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
They then say that there was video footage of Durk pulling the trigger.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several.
Bear with me, y'all. We just listening. I'm just trying to get a clear understanding what's happening. You know, we just listening. So let's continue.
Shots at the victim, towards the victim.
They got away with it since their lawyer argued you don't actually see Durk's face, but the incident was
like,
huge.
I ain't gonna fake it though. Why would Durk want to rob him and Durk already big as him? Like, they should have known it. I mean, I understand, you know, Durk a gangster. You feel what I'm saying? But why would he want to rob him though? You feel me? He probably got 30,000 to 30 times that. You hear me? I probably do. He do. You feel me? So I never understood that. Like, why would Durk rob somebody? I never understood that case at all.
Biggest rappers, and since they are
now
both
King
known,
Von, I ain't gonna put it past Von. Von was a hot head. Von was rich too, but I ain't gonna put it past Von. Von was on that. You know, Von didn't play. I'm just saying, hey, I won't put it past Von. But they both rich. He and Durk Kemp. I don't know, but I know Durk ain't finna ride nobody for 30K when he got 30K times 30. You feel me?
to be heavily involved in Chicago gang activity, the police feared it was starting to spread to Atlanta, so they flew in a police chief from Chicago to speak in court. During the trial, Von and Durk were refused bail and charged with aggravated assault, attempted murder, and street gang activities, amongst other things. Although the shooting happened in February 2019, a warrant went out for Durk's arrest in May of the same year. Durk turned himself in and released a song about it. Although Von died before the verdict was ever reached,
that song was hard,
Durk was
too.
later cleared of all charges.
Fuck with that
there was
song.
also another incident of them being involved in a shooting together. However, this one took place after Von had died, but was said to have been planned while he was still living. This victim was known as FBG Duck, and he was known to have beef with Von, Durk, and Chicago's O Block. After his death, Duck's family blamed Durk and Von for it. Only a couple of weeks before Durk's recent arrest, FBG Duck's mother came out with a brand new lawsuit. The suit blames Von and Durk for the killing of Duck on the Gold Coast. The shooting happened all the way back in 2020, just after Von was shot by Quando Rondo's friend Lil Tim. In August 2020, FBG Duck was gunned down while he was standing outside a Dolce & Gabbana store. He died on the scene, but he wasn't the only victim. His girlfriend and also his friend were shot too. People think Von and Durk were behind this too, and just like with Quando, there was a bounty on Duck's head. The lawsuit not only goes after Durk and Von, but everything associated with them, including their estates and businesses. Duck's also from Chicago, but his murder stemmed from a vicious beef between his gang known as Tookaville, which is a sect of the notorious Chicago gang known as the Gangster Disciples. For years, the GDs had beef with another gang known as the Black Disciples. The Black Disciples are the gang that O-Block belongs to. These gangs have had beef for years, but it started to escalate right before Duck and Von's death. The beginning of the end came when Von and FBG Duck started making diss tracks about each other. Although Von was shot before FBG Duck was, he's accused of putting a bounty on his head. It sounds eerily like what Durk's being accused of now. As Von seems to be at the center of all of this, it's probably worth getting into some of his crimes too. As after all, if it wasn't for him, Durk wouldn't be in this mess. In January 2011, when Von was only 16 years of age, he'd go to jail for armed robbery, and from then on, his alleged life of crime would only continue, and he'd be be accused of some seriously crazy stuff like killing a girl. One of the reasons Von blew up as much as he did, as he allegedly left hints in his songs about murders and crimes he had committed in the past, some of which had become local legends in Chicago. By the time of his death, Von was implicated in tons of murders and has even been labeled rap's first serial killer. Durk, as well, has been accused of crimes dating all the way back to when he was a kid, and he's lost many of his friends to the streets. Not long before his arrest, Durk went on a live stream with Adin Ross and touched on his criminal past.
Yo, Durk, yo, I'm reacting to the new song, bro. It's really good.
You like it?
Really, really good, bro. I have a question though.
Yeah.
In the video, I see a bunch of mug shots. Is that you?
Yeah, all my mug shots, like in my past.
You been in jail?
They ain't a good thing.
Aiden then goes on to ask him how many times he's been to jail.
Like, how many times though, bro?
How many mug shots up there?
Yeah, nah, bro. I love the song though, bro. I'm really happy to drop it. It's very good. I'm gonna add it to my music for sure.
Man, I appreciate you've been locked in.
Yeah. Well, I'll chop it up with you later, bro.
I love.
All right, love.
So this is not his first run-in with the law, but from what we know, he was probably hoping it was his last. It seems he and many others of his Chicago associates are trying to stay away from the gang life, so if he can manage to beat this case, maybe it will be the last time he sees the inside of his cell. But he's got this to worry about first. And with the overwhelming evidence the feds have against him, it's not looking good. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure you click one of the cards on the screen now.
Yeah, man. What y'all think, man? What y'all think about that video, man? Y'all think Lil Durk really sent them hits, man? Y'all think Lil Durk innocent, or was Lil Durk wasn't playing with their ass? What y'all think about that, man? Cause I ain't gonna fake it, man. Everybody was trolling Durk, man, saying Durk, you know, about when Vine got murdered or whatever, that he wasn't sliding. Hey, man, hey, he doing something. You feel me? He doing something. You know, free Durk, man. Free Durk, RP Vine, man. You know, y'all know what the fuck going on. But look, man, hey, let me know what y'all think about that video, man. Hey, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit that notification button, man. Hey, I was just trying to really get a good understanding on what was really going on. You know, I was doing more listening than reacting, because I was trying to get a good understanding of what's going on, because obviously it's I guess a RICO case going on, murder for hire, all type of shit. But hey, people don't play about their folks, and when they ready to get revenge, they ready to get revenge. You feel what I'm saying? But hey, don't nobody know if it's true except a Durk, and we will find out. So let me know what y'all think about that, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so y'all can know when I'm posting, man. Hey, it's your boy Montana, man. I'm out.